Look at the 3D models. Oh my god. Look at the transformation cycles. They reflect the toys.
Gen Wars.
Hello and welcome to Gen Wars, a podcast about generational difference between Gen X and the filthy millennials. Playing the part of the filthy millennial, it's me, Ireland, with Funky Games. This is a collab project with Fire Hazard Creations. He's got a great YouTube channel, also known as Nick. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm big chilling. We haven't just gone through like a half hour of setting this up and having infinite technical difficulties, but we do it all for you guys, for the show. But we have a great conversation that me and Nick have been kind of going over. And I personally believe that Beast Wars is the top tier Transformers intellectual property that they've produced. And he has to disagree and bring up Gen Wars, the battle with G1 Transformers as the representative of the Gen X era of being alive. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch G1 and Beast Wars in tandem and have some great conversations. Probably go at each other a little bit.
A little bit. And I'm sure I'll get some hate on the internet for this.
Oh, yeah. Good. As you should. But a big part of the conversation that's coming out is that the new Transformers Beast Wars movie is coming out and in theaters. And that's got me like super hyped. Like this, you basically can't miss if you're leveraging like the property like as you should. So way past the Bayformers era of the movies. Do you like any of the movies?
Yes. The first, the third, and then the second one was iffy, and then they kind of fell off from there.
Yeah.
But I am pretty excited about this one. It does look cool. I've never been a fan of Beast Wars. I was just old enough to look at it and go, ugh, I don't like the looks of this. I'm not watching it. But this, taking that Bayformers, as we're calling it, and putting it into something that I never watched, I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. I'll sit down and I'll take a look at it.
Yeah. So I've never seen, but like just the first little bit of G1 Transformers. My like only real memories of G1 is my cousin had a whole bunch of like the actual like big Transformers, and I think some of them came from like when they try to like soft reboot G1 with Transformers Armada, which is just like I try to rewatch that and it's absolutely awful. I couldn't even get through like the first few episodes. I was like,
I watched some with my nephew, but that was about all my venture into that was. It was hard. I was hard pressed to jump back into it.
Yeah.
Into the whole Transformers situation. But I also haven't watched these in full. I've seen snippets here and there, but I haven't watched these since I was a little kid. So this is going to be a very interesting perspective coming back to it at 43 now.
Yeah.
When I watched this when I was 7, 6, 7, 8 years old.
But you were the target demographic, which I think there's a lot
Absolutely.
of value with like what this conversation is about. Is like I was the target demographic for Beast Wars, like given the age, given when it came out, given what it was trying to do, sell toys, and you were the generation that was targeted with G1 with the toys and the kind of like the paving of the way. So. But objectively, from like a narrative stance and a storytelling, I think that Beast Wars stands on the shoulders of G1, and it's just an infinitely better product. And you're goofing with your stance, but
okay, we'll see.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is this is a collaborative effort, and I really appreciate Nick has been editing my videos on Funky Games for a long time, and he's just the big dog. But he's also like creating some really good stuff on his channel, which is where we're watching this now. This will be the first part of a two-part. So what we're going to do is watch G1 Transformers Episode 1 over here on Fire, and I missed. I goofed. I was going so strong, then I goofed it right there. On Fire Hazard Creations 508, the YouTube
Nope,
channel.
Fire Hazard 508 creation.
Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this absolute gooby behavior. But that's my classic.
We'll get it right one of these
We'll
times.
get it. Nick said I had to do all the plugs, first of all, which I think is just subjectively not okay. But
I'm not in front of the camera ever. I'm always behind the decks.
he's the magic hands making the magic things, the playthings,
exactly
into display.
And now they're
things.
like, hey, get in front of the camera. We got something for you.
Yes. But make sure you like and subscribe to Fire Hazard here. And then at the end of this video, jump over to Funky Games, where we're going to watch the second start of Beast Wars. We're going to watch episode 1 over there. So, Nick, do you have your video pulled up?
I do.
I have my video pulled up. YouTube, please bless us, as we're probably going to watch this whole thing, and Nick's going to cut it up real nice, and we'll have some conversations around it. All right. Why don't you give us the countdown for the click of the play?
All right. We're going to do this on go. So,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, right into the intro. It tells you everything you need to know about Transformers. I do say, like, this is such a defining visual style.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm already way ahead thinking about Beast Wars, but I mean, like, this is what I grew up watching every day, every Saturday morning, whenever this was on all the time. So I watched a lot of this.
That's crazy, because this was an import from, like, Japanese media, correct? Like, this wasn't made for American audiences per se. This is like the Power Rangers. It was before Power Rangers, though, by a margin.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. By like a long margin, 10 years at least.
Yeah. I don't know what. I wonder what was like the first, like, hey, we as America can just like capitalize on pre-made media and make the money and sell the toys. I don't know what the first property was that did that, but this is definitely one of the earlier ones, probably one of the more successful first ones.
That's a good question. We should ask Nick. He'll put it up on screen.
Nick will fact check. We're calling for a fact check early into the episode. And you've seen the Netflix adaptation of this, which is Warring Kingdom or Fallen Kingdom or something like that.
War for Cybertron?
Yes, War for Cybertron. That's what it's called. Yes.
No, I haven't, and I've been scolded for it.
Yeah, as you should be, justifiably.
I've played the game for the PS3.
Yes, that's a commodity.
But I did not. Yes, but I did not play or did not watch the Netflix thing. And I have friends who are diehard Transformers fans to this day and are collecting them, and yeah, they've ragged on me for not watching it yet.
Yeah, 'cause those figures are so slick. Like they re-released some of the Beast Wars figures, and that's why I was like, oh, what is this show? And I watched it. I was just like, oh my god, this that's the good stuff. So there's no debate on like War Cybertron is like a great property. Netflix really pulled out a banger with that, and I think that's really what allowed the new Transformers movie to exist. Was the success of that. And they're like, oh, okay, as long as we don't do like really cringe stuff on the silver screen, like people might actually still be interested in this property on it.
Yeah, you have to do it justice, because if you don't do it justice, especially on the big screen, especially during a summer blockbuster, like you're gonna get there's not gonna be more than one. It's gonna be a one and done. Like, that's it. Even the first release of the first Transformers movie, if Bay didn't do it right and at least give us something to grab onto and to work with, they wouldn't have made 4 sequels?
Yeah,
5, including Bumblebee.
Too many sequels.
Too many.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I literally don't remember any of this happening. I don't remember ever being on Cybertron.
Oh yeah, the protoforms and all that stuff. This is the war. This is Cybertron when they have to leave the planet. I even know this.
Yeah.
This is like the old lore, the old canon.
Yeah, no, this is it's been a long time.
So I guess they never made any toys of like the protoforms or anything, or at least like on the original launch, like
not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I'm asking all these fact check like you were just like the Transformer loreologist or whatever, but
I wish I was.
Yeah, right.
I wish I had all those, but not that I've ever seen. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
if you
obviously
watch
they
my
weren't that
channel at all-
popular.
If you watch my channel at all, we're delving into old school G.I. Joe and eventually probably some Transformers as of right now, and maybe some more in the future. But yeah, I collect a lot of stuff, and I've never seen them. I've never seen proto forms of any of these, and maybe they are, and those are things that I've missed, but it's not the case that I know of, anyways.
Yeah. Soundwave is my G1 Transformer. I love Soundwave so much. I have a little like dollar store.
I have a re-release back there.
I love Soundwave. Like, I also like cassettes and stuff like that. It's very, very quintessential 80s, 90s.
Oh, he's not close by. He's back there. But yeah, I have the re-release of him that I got
I want to pick
Laserbeak.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw it in the store and was like, no, you got to have this one
You're
for the
coming with
collection
me.
for sure. Yes.
Oh, man. So, Megatron transforms into like a straight up gun, right?
Straight up gun.
Like a straight up gun.
Yeah. And they took that off the market at some point because they were like,
just
hey,
a
kids
gun.
with a gun. It's probably not the best thing to have out in the market. But yeah, then that's when I think that's the point where they turned him into a tank. It was a lot easier for them to turn him into something that they could all work with instead of a gun that they were like, no, we don't want kids to have that.
Right. I think it baffles my mind that like Nerf has lasted so long without like having like huge problems, because like it's like, oh, we're making guns fun, but Nerf is so fun. I was really into like the modding scene of Nerf blasters and stuff in college, and it was just like they would let us in like the different building, right? I don't know if they let us actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but we would just go in the different buildings and just like have like straight like 20 people just like going at it, just like in the middle of the night where it was all shut down and stuff. Oh, it was great.
Sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have a whole bucket in there, but I never got into the modding of everything. This was more in response to my nephew enjoying Nerf, and I was like, well, I got to get in on this. I got money, so.
Right, it's time.
I'm surprised they never made, I guess Nerf Transformer guns would be kind of hard to do, but there's some unique looking weapons that they could have made into some form of Nerf blaster.
Oh yeah. Wait, is he just like leaking oil? Like, did he just get like blasted?
He is.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, he bleeds. So I've done a bit of research going into this production, and
Okay.
like the reproduction of Transformers has been like written a couple of different ways, but it kind of works on like just like souls, basically. Like, you can get new souls through one way, but also like your spark is like transferred and those kind of things. So I'm curious if this, I don't remember if G1 ever touch it. Well, obviously I haven't seen it, but if G1 touches on like the protoforms and like birthing new Transformers and those kind of things, because I don't think they do. I think they only do it in the comics.
Yeah, that's not something I recall doing. I mean, they did that in they kind of did that in the movie, the first Michael Bay movie, where they came down as just robots, generic robots, then they scanned and made themselves into stuff.
Yes. Yeah, because they have this, and that's why I'm slightly confused, because like the alt or the vehicle forms in this are very clearly like protoform or like Cybertronian vehicles, but their robot mode is just their normal design. They didn't even like dial back, because like that's just a semi truck cab, like Optimus Prime is. He hasn't seen a semi truck.
Not yet, anyways. Yeah, they don't know what that is.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
I will say I do love bumper transitions, like with commercial breaks. Like, now we're back.
100%.
Like that. I almost wish. So some YouTube people do it. I want to do it more often personally, with my content. But I wonder if there's a place for it in streaming, because a lot of streaming platforms are going into like ad revenue anyway. I think Netflix, I think Disney even has an ad option. So both of the big ones have gone into like, oh, you can get the cheaper one with ads in it. So the bumper might be coming back, baby, like after the break.
Like
I think so.
Done right. I'm trying to think what other shows had it. Did G.I. Joe had it?
Every anime has it.
Did
like
He-Man have it? Like all the stuff in my era, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, everything.
What about new stuff though? Did they introduced it in newer media or newer cartoons? Because I can't think. Has one.
The only time I've seen it is, and I don't know if this is like a regulation thing, but I have kids, so we've watched a non-disclosed amount of like Nick Jr. and that's kind of stuff, and I think they've actually like made it so you can't really like advertise to kids for real. So episodes are sponsored by like a company for like moral reasons. So I noticed it first with Paw Patrol, and they're like, Paw Patrol supports like being involved in your community and problem solving and those kind of things. And Spin Master, it makes this all happen. And they showed like the toys for like 2 seconds. And that's like the most I've gotten from like a bumper in like Common Era like TV.
Well, so I mean, with that bumper wasn't necessarily to sell anything. It was just, hey, we're going to a commercial break, we'll be back, and then we go into that. Where, I mean, I worked on a cartoon for 5 years, and at least in the beginning we were doing it, and I think after the fact we left appropriate space for when those would go. I don't recall if we stuck bumpers in there, but it was to, hey, we'll be right back. Here's a commercial break. And then obviously the commercial, and these have been nicely removed. The commercials anyways, which would be interesting to watch some commercials from the rough air dates of these.
I have. I watched a lot of the actual like I really love the airbrush. I don't know who the artist is, and maybe fact checking Nick will pull this up too, because
who's that guy? Who's fact checking Nick? That's me.
Well, that's me. I'm just gonna make more work for you. What's new?
Yes. More work.
Great, love it. But the artist that does like the original airbrush like concept art, or like the box art that was on the little blister packs, I love that style. Ooh. I love that so much, and I don't think they capture it as much anymore.
I want to get up and go get one because I have a 25th anniversary Perceptor back there, which maybe we'll show in the other one.
You can blur the footage so they don't see your absolute dump truck. We can't put that on YouTube. We'll get taken down.
Hey, I have oh crap, what's his name? The truck, the Jeep.
Hound,
right? Yeah.
What? You're supposed to be.
I can't remember. There's so many names. I just did a 160 something day G.I. Joe project, and so many names to keep straight. But yes, I have the re-release up there. I know you might not be able to see them in this video, but I have a shelf with re-releases up there because all my old Transformers got sold in yard sales, and
foolishness.
Sad. This was mom going, hey, you don't need these toys anymore, but I salvaged all my G.I. Joes.
Yes. Oh man, I want to say that 99% of my Beast Wars and Armada toys, because those are the ones that I had, I don't think any of them were sold, but some of them like didn't survive. Like looking back at some of the stuff, because we're digging out more things for like the next generation of children in the family, and some of them are pretty rough shape. I'm like, oh my god, I thought I was like pretty like I keep a lot of things. Like I was like, I keep it in good condition. Nope. I don't think 7-year-old Stephen was as kind to his things as he might have perceived he was.
We beat up our toys, that's for sure. I bought a few lots of toys from other people, and a few of the things pristine, and then you get other stuff, and it's just like, what did you do to them? What did you do to these poor toys? But
how did this happen?
That's also love. That is also shown love for the toy. It was well played with, well cared, or not well cared for, well played with, and well loved. So that's where we're gonna go with that one.
Yes. We're just gonna hit him with a straight up bazooka.
Cliff Jumper has got a huge. That cannon's bigger than he is. That's Cliff Jumper, right? That is Cliff Jumper. I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
It is Cliff Jumper. We'll go with that.
You're just gonna correct.
You flame me down in the comments. Yeah, just keep throwing
We're
up.
not farming contents here with controversy. That'd be insane. Who would even do that? Oh my god.
Now the small cars were great. The toys were great because they also had versions, if I'm not mistaken, that had just a quarter you can put in the back of them, and they would do wheelies. I don't know if they.
That's funny.
I'm pretty sure they were Transformers, but they weren't like transformable Transformers, unless I'm thinking of something completely different. But I think they were Transformers line, and they had that little slot, that little square there. You could put a penny in, and it would do a wheelie.
Just enough.
Yeah, just enough weight.
Awesome.
Or they took it,
That's
or
so fun.
if it wasn't a Transformers line, they took it from the Transformers line and said, "Hey, we're going to make this other thing." And I'm sure somebody will again correct me, or I'll correct me.
I won't even give you the chance. Now we return to Transformers.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it so much.
They're beautiful.
The airbrush type and the such good aesthetic design.
Do we know if they kept that for? They may not have kept it for Beast Wars, but did they keep it for later Armada and the other shows?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so
Armada was like, for all extent and purposes, a reboot of Gen 1, as far as I can tell. Like, absorbing the content was like, okay, we can just like take the same premise more or less. Like, we're gonna put them on Earth. They're gonna interact with the humans and their like fish out of water experience, but it's also giant robots, and it kept a lot of the aesthetic, but it had some like early 2000s like energy.
Okay.
So a lot of like, I feel like the 80s kind of like circled back in the 2000s for some reason, because people are just like,
I mean, it keeps coming.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then the 90s is coming back now.
yeah, oh man. Y'all Zoomers and your Y2K aesthetics really trigger me. Because there's enough of a blending between like true 90s and Y2K, and I was like, those are different times. Hold on. I was a kid for the better part of both of those.
Yeah.
Because I was born like in 90, so like I was like 6, 7 in like the true 90s, and then in the Y2K era I was like 12, 15. Like I have a good understanding of what those eras were like, and they were very different. I can't imagine what would have happened between 90 and 2005, but something happened in there. May have radically altered society.
Just a little bit.
Right.
Ooh,
just like you can radically alter your attire by going to the Funky store, funky.store. We got good swag there, like a big mood shirt. You can pick it up at the funky.store.
Plugging on my channel. I don't have a store, but we'll go to yours. Go to his store. Yeah. Get some merch. He's gonna send me. Yeah. He's gonna send me a shirt for the next recording.
Yeah. I gotta get him some shirts. I gotta get this guy some shirts. He's looking a little drab. But yeah, we're gonna renovate the merch stuff, because this is so successful because you like and subscribe and share all those things, and that way we can get Nick some merch. Like, you got to share this channel, Fire Hazard, 508 Creations. I've got it down now. We're doing it.
I could use some
just
merch.
like we're doing this. Yeah, merch. It's merch time, baby.
Yes.
Optimus Prime, and that's a different car. What I noticed, because I pre-watched this one, like,
son of a bitch,
way long time ago. Was that Sideswipe?
Yeah, Sideswipe was in there. Yes.
Okay, cool. They like drop the name once in like,
and that's
like
it?
a pseudo casual, and then it's just like, I hope you caught that, because
yeah.
But this, like, I feel like they do it once every episode. I should pay more attention, and probably later I will. But I feel like every episode they're like, okay, we have to confirm the names for people because a lot of these guys look the same.
And
they'll just make it like a,
yes, they did that a lot.
how are you doing? Sideswipe.
Yeah, it was like
okay, Optimus Prime.
the red van. There was also a white van. Like they were like, it's the same van. It's the same. It almost looks like
it's a color swap.
My buddy has a Delica. I know a lot of people don't know what that is, but it's a Japanese van, and it looks like the vans in this. And he bought one just recently, had it imported, or bought it from somebody who had it imported. And you're waiting for it to stand up and walk away, or help you do something awesome. But yeah, it looks just like that. But yeah, they just color swapped the different cars. I mean, all the jets look the same between Starscream, Jetfire.
They called them the Seekers in this, right? Because that's a recurring thing as well. It's just like, oh, how do we like canonize the palette swaps? It's like, oh, they're an elite group called the Seekers, and they're the right hand of Megatron, and just like,
oh, they can squish Energon. They can compress it. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they have to be able to farm it. It's always a resource war. It's always about resources.
Always resources.
Starscream. Oh my god, I
can't.
I love like the campiness of his like power like struggle, the power dynamic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, there you go. Here's the gun.
Well, see, but this is why I liked the Starscream Megatron like dynamic made more sense here, because I feel like Megatron kind of like as necessity to use his big move needed someone he trusts to catch him. Like, catch me if I fall. Like, it's like always like a perpetual fall test.
But he's also
like, if I'm gonna like
he's giant, and he turns into
right.
It's still big comparatively to the size of them, but still he's still so small.
Yeah, I kind of put it into like the Metroid suspension of disbelief, where like Samus like turns into itty bitty balls.
Oh,
yes. Your organs aren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, so that's sure imminent death for you.
But she has Chozo DNA, so it's okay. So I guess like we're just falling into that. It's just Cybertronian
it's
DNA.
Fine. It's
bro.
fine.
Like
it's all fine.
Size doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it.
Why they can swim, I have a lot of questions about, though, because I feel like
they just sink to the bottom.
Right,
but also
they can truffle shuffle across the bottom. That's fine.
With Megatron turning,
and then he can just lift.
With Megatron turning into a gun, like he's useless outside of that.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to turn into a gun. I'll just lay here on the floor until someone picks me up and fires me.
Exactly. So that's where it's like a reluctant acceptance of Starscream, because he's got to like have his boy there.
Yes,
To
absolutely.
like use his move. Oh my god. They just have energy weapons, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
have the Transformer, the Optimus Prime that I have on my channel that I built. He's got the energy weapons that you can attach to him. All right. That was one episode down.
All right, it introduced a lot. I felt a lot was going on. We got like a huge cast of characters, lots of toys to sell. We're jumping in on a lot of the mechanics of Transformers. But do you have any discussion points you want to bring up at this point, or close out?
I'm interested to get into the Beast Wars and see.
Yes, how are we introduced, the juxtaposition. You can check that out on Funky Games, where we're going to be posting the second half of this, because this is the big collab energy y'all have been waiting for. The boys are back in town. Nick is a fantastic editor. He's been doing a lot of stuff for me for a while now, and like I'm kind of just like lumping on to him and like how cool he is. So that's why you should like stick around and check out his other content. He makes really cool stuff. Nick, tell us about what you're making.
Like and subscribe. And I have lots of videos of we're taking toys and we're making cool stuff out of them. I mean, we got Batman here. I've already done a Batman. Probably going to do more. Got plenty of fun toys that I'm going to make displays for. So keep coming back for more. Check out the videos that I have on my channel. And then head over to Funky Games and see the next part of this, because we're gonna do this. We're gonna keep this going.
We're gonna
keep
get
this
into
train
it.
rolling.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Hello and welcome to Gen Wars, a combative conversation between Gen X and the filthy, dirty, self-depraved millennials. This is where I have to tell you, there's a part 1 of this. This is a collab. It's on his channel. Go over, make sure you like and subscribe to his channel. He's going to get part 1. I'm going to get part 2 of any of these episodes. We're going to go through the whole series. First season, Gen 1, Transformers, and then the first season of Beast Wars. I think I'm going to make Beast Machines be part of it too for the holistic experience, but we'll talk about that later.
I don't even know what Beast Machines is. I don't even think I've ever heard of Beast Machines.
To me, Beast Machines is like season 2 of Beast Wars, but there's a lot.
Okay.
I don't want to do spoilers, so we'll talk about it when we get
all right.
closer to that time. Beast Machines is great, and it's probably more what's kind of brought up in the new movie that's coming out, which is why we're kind of doing this podcast right now.
Wait, what movie? What new movie are you talking about?
The Rise of Beasts, right? Is that what it's called?
Oh,
Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast?
Yeah.
Rise of the Beast.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, we can fact check this live if we want to.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Nick will do a fact check, but yeah, that movie is gonna be hype.
Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast.
Yes,
I did
that's what
it.
it's gonna be.
Hey, I did my research. I'm here for it. Oh my lord. But so basically what we're doing with this is we're going to watch one episode of G1, which you've already watched and you're back here now, and then we're going to watch one episode of Beast Wars and have a conversation where Nick's going to tell me that I am far too smart for everyone, and I am absolutely correct in that Beast Wars is the superior IP over G1 Transformers.
Well, and again, as of right now, this is not my Transformers.
This is not my Transformers.
Not my
Transformers. Yeah, so Beast Wars is quintessential 90s. It's great. I got a ton of Beast Wars. So a lot of this came from, and I'm going to show this up here, is my copy of Beast Wars Transmetals for the N64 that my buddy Justin gave me. Thank you, Justin. Thought I was going to get. This is a Blockbuster.
Don't think I've ever played it.
No one has. It was a Blockbuster exclusive N64 game, and it's a fighter. It's like an arena fighter. It's so good. It's so fun. I'm going to be making some content with it. But that's what really kind of like spearheaded me and put me back down on Beast Wars. Was like I was rewatching it, and I got that game, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to make a movie now. We're going to have a silver screen representation of Beast Wars." I'm like, this is for me. They want my 2 pennies that I rub together.
Hey, they'll get my 2 pennies. They'll get my shekels.
Yes, and
it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, and you're going to be even more prepared because like it looks like they're really touching on the plots that's brought up in this series. So now we're going to watch it.
They didn't really do that with the original Michael Bay movies. They touched on the essence of it in places. They kind of had a Spike character and they added some family dynamics, but I was expecting Spike to stroll in, and that didn't ever happen. I mean, Shia LaBeouf, but not.
Oh, what is? Oh my God, what's his name? Whitweedy or whatever. Wikipedia. Wiki, yeah, that's right. Poor LaBeouf. But yeah. The Bayformers. I'm hoping that's like a bygone era. This is like the first stepping stone with the Rise of the Beasts. I think it's gonna be great. So now we're gonna coordinate playing a video at the same time. So Nick, give us the old countdown. Give us the old countdown.
We're going to go do this on go. So this is a 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. Absolutely.
That's a little loud for me. All right, I'll turn that down.
Oh, way down. Look at the 3D models.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Look at the transformation cycles. They reflect the toys. Far superior than G1.
I will. Well, I guess that's the Optimus Primal that I ended up buying you.
It's right
when I found it
there
at a Walmart.
Oh wait, no, it's right there. There
Nice.
it is. It's right there. I didn't pull it up. I'll have that closer for the next episode. But yes, Optimus Primal, not Optimus Prime. There's a reason for it. You'll find out.
How many seasons of this show did they do?
So, I think there's technically 2 seasons of Beast Wars, and then
Okay.
2 seasons of Beast Machines, or 1 season of Beast Machines. I don't know how they broke it up. To me, it's just all one. It's just one clean arc.
Continuous. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of media to absorb, but it really builds upon itself. It's really like got deep lore. Like it's grown out of like it's just stuff for kids. Just we got to sell the toys. Like,
Well, I knew it took a lot of money to make this show.
well, I mean, this was like huge leaps in graph. It has
At
an
the time,
Academy
yeah.
Award. It has an Emmy. It has an Emmy
Expensive.
for like graphics.
Very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's good.
At the time, I mean, now like you and I could do this, with Blender.
Yeah.
Or something if we wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. Don't even ask.
What? Someone get young Andrew on the phone. We got to remake we got to make we got to remake Beast Wars, Morty.
Beast Wars.
We have the technology, Morty. We got to make Beast Wars.
It's interesting they're keeping everybody in shadows and keeping everybody like off the screen for the moment. We're just showing ships doing stuff.
Yeah, and this is really the same story beat that was in G1, where they're escaping.
True.
They're falling on somewhere, and like, what the heck's going on? You got the 2 ships falling into the atmosphere. We just saw this.
Yeah. No. And if
it's-
you didn't, you stop this video and
go
get back
back
over to
and
my
watch. What are
channel,
you doing
Fire Hazard
here?
5 Rage Creations.
What are you doing here? How'd
Get
you get
watching.
over here? It's also in the description. We put it up. You can only put it up one time in the corner, but it's also in the description. So go watch that first if you haven't.
Absolutely.
Look at this scene. Look at this desert. Look at the
This looks like-
polys.
This looks like your Pokemon Snap game.
I mean, it's really not that far apart in timeline. But you don't need your own personal video computer console to render it out. It's just being
True.
blasted over analog cable for your enjoyment. Look at that. Look at this particle effects. What?
Ooh.
Oh. Like, this is crazy. To go from 2D to 3D with this kind of like quality.
Absolutely.
I don't
Is
think
this Megatron? Yes.
Yes. In all of his
Well,
glory.
again, just a different voice again. So because does Peter Cullen still do Optimus Primal in this one too, or did they have somebody else do it?
No, they had someone else do it. I don't know if
Oh,
that was
okay.
intentional, but yeah, no.
Because he's just done it across most of the shows, from what I'm from what I know.
Yeah, Optimus Primal is not Optimus Prime. That's a different character.
Okay, I just didn't know if they stuck him with the same voice.
Technically, Megatron is a different Megatron,
Oh, okay.
but we'll find out. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but I think it just adds some
Just
clarity
don't-
for you and everyone else. They're doing the scan.
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so they're all right.
Ask your
So
questions.
we're getting
my friend.
our. Now I'm just taking it in at the moment. I'm taking it in.
Absorbing
what
it
the hell
all.
is happening?
There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening right out the gates, which is it's just like, what's going on? I got to watch and find out more. There was a lot
when was
going on in
this?
G1. 97?
True. Okay, so I was 17. If that's the case,
Yeah.
so I was 17. So I could see why I wasn't in watching this.
Yeah. it was aimed at kids, but they do such a good job of like character building and story arcs.
96.
96. Okay.
96. So, all right. So I was 16. I could see why I wasn't watching this at this point.
Definitely
I
more
was
into
getting my
cars.
license. Yeah. I was like, look, freedom. I can leave the house. I don't want to watch Transformers that are now animals. I'm like, again, not my
not my Transformers. It's weird that they're on Earth and there's no vehicles. That's strange.
Look at, there's the big Monka.
A big Monka. Optimus Primal.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not the same
No,
place. Okay.
no, not at all.
All right, I'm trying to think what else was in 1996 that would have been akin to this, or what they were doing similarly.
Yeah. So I'm in
show-wise or-
preschool, just to like set the stage. So I'm going absolutely banana sandwich over this. Because they got the toys and Toys R Us. It's the floor to ceiling toy experience. You're going through there, and they got the big displays. They got the TV show, and I'm like, I'm in. We're coming off. No, wait, yeah, we're coming off the back end of Lost World, Jurassic Park. No, the Jurassic Park hype was kind of dying out. The first one, because that came out in '94, maybe.
3 was in 2001, so 97 was Lost World. So no, not yet.
So yeah, so like Jurassic Park 1 is fading.
Was
Jurassic
93.
Park 2 is starting to like get some hype.
I guess I didn't think about that. Probably a great time to capture the hype, or the waning hype of that.
Yes. I mean, like, to me, they're like how do we bring in Transformers for the new age? Like, we just got absolutely destroyed by the Jenner, like, Jurassic Park toys. Hasbro is extra sweaty. What do we do? And they're like, well, we could just make some dinosaurs. Just like what IPs we got access to. And then, like, we're just going to make the robots and they're going to transform into dinosaurs. Like, these two characters right here, Dinobot, the OG, Megatron, that's what we're seeing here. Is like, how do we capitalize on Jurassic Park?
I guess my biggest problem that I had come across with these were how sharp and spiky everything is, and everything like a tail separates off into a thing, and I'm like, what's that?
Right.
Or their claws that, I don't know. That was a hard sell for me.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't really watch this. I turned it on TV and went, I don't know what this is. I'm not even. I'm not venturing into this.
I'm not even in. I think it's a better visual element what they're doing with the Rise of Beasts, and like how it's like mecha animals, and they solve it later in Beast Machines. Just saying, but like when you had the toys, which is what this is made for, like it was pretty seamless. Like the character designs they have here are the toys you had. Like straight, like the organic into Transformers, like it looked good.
I wanted to open your Optimus Primal and play with it a little bit before I sent it off to you, but I was like, nah, I'll let him. I'll send it off and let him do it.
Because I have the original Optimus Prime toy at my parents' house.
Okay.
So I was like, almost don't want to open that one, but this
G1
one actually,
or the
Optimus Prime
original?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But I almost didn't want to open this one because this one is just robot mode. It doesn't actually transform. So it's just like a display for robot mode.
Oh,
the red series
one.
was like,
The red
like
series?
it's more
Okay.
accurate to like the robot mode.
Okay.
But the actual toy, like it was like all the organic stuff looked really good. They had really nice sculpts on them, especially for like the 90s. So it made more sense in the toys. It really did. And
that's something that like I didn't get into those, so I never even had them. I never knew anybody who had them because all my friends were older, and they just kind of escaped me. So I never got to play with them. Maybe I would have liked it if I actually got to get hands on them.
Yeah. The toys were just like like peak like consumer like era toys. Like this set the stage for like the Pokemon craze and the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that came. It was like,
and that stuff is like, I was totally gone.
You're an actual adult, not a child adult like the rest of us.
You've sent me some new pictures of some of the toys from the new movie, and they looked great. They were really awesome.
Yeah, like.
And now I gotta questioning if I want to get some of those and throw them up on my channel.
I've definitely for sure, because if they're pulling the plot from this, and they're like, what we're kind of like talking over the top of is that like they're like just arriving on this planet, they have no clue, like they haven't seen this, and they're like, okay, like these things can't even communicate, like they're just like, this has even more fish out of water and isolation like stuff going on, because with like G1, like they could talk to the humans, they could get like a lay of the land or what's going on. This is just complete like, I don't know what the hell is going on. And there's like really good like storytelling stuff here. Like he's like, hey, those animals, well, I mean, he doesn't call them animals, but the creatures didn't act normally, so that's not from here. What the hell is going on? He's like, that's a Predacon, baby.
Maximize.
Why are we? So these are the Predacons and Maximals, not the Autobots and the Decepticons.
Interesting.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
How do we know how long? Do we have any idea of how long it would take to do these kind of episodes, opposed to traditional animation styles?
Like rendering.
I mean, obviously
them
it's
and
a 90s. Yeah, like, or just creating it, rendering it, or designing it, and out the door. I mean, I worked in animation, so I have an idea of how long it takes to do a standard 2D animation. But something like this in '96, how long does that take?
Oh, it wasn't done. Like it wasn't viable to do at the time. So because you have to make the models, make the environments, make the lighting elements, make the camera.
Rhino. Yeah. A rhino with a gorilla and a rat riding on it.
A giant rat.
What's going on?
That's a REOS.
Yeah.
If I ever seen
some
one.
unusual size. Go to my channel and check out my Princess Bride project that I just finished.
Hey, he's getting the art of the plug. I see it.
I learned it from watching you.
I learned it from watching you, Dad. Oh my God. So, like, yeah, this is a very typical scene in this series. It's like someone's going out on a scouting mission. They run into like Waspinator or Pterosaur, and they're like, "What is?" And then everybody's like, "We got to get this."
What is his gun?
What
is his rifle made of?
It's
his
like
rifle has like. Yeah, it's got like organs in the back of it.
Yes. So the reason that is the toy, it's a water squirter. So they had to give it some like organic kind of.
Okay.
So they did like the brain. It's always been a weird thing, but it was like, it was so cool when you got the water squirter. It's like, oh my God. And that's why it's like flexible.
Was it squishy?
Yes, because you squeeze it to squirt it. Yeah. So a lot of this is like there's the toy, like the toys came first. Like they're like, okay, we got these toys. Like it had to have been like some weird pitch meeting where like, hey, I made these, like they change into animals instead of vehicles, and people are like, oh my God, that could work.
Well, I mean, that's what He-Man did that.
Oh,
and yeah. I'm sure G.I. Joe ran down that at some point in time. We're like, let's make a thing first before we ever make it into the animated show. But yeah, He-Man was totally that. Look, we made this thing. Oh, let's make a show around it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this was already had a lineage at this point. But that's interesting that they went about it in a different manner.
Yeah, it's very much jumping the shark, but then the shark transformed into a robot. So. Got him.
Maximize.
Terrorize. Tarantulas.
Oh.
So, like, it's
toy
fun
for
because
Rhinox
everybody has,
awesome.
like, a foil element. So, like, these are, like, the two technicians for each team. And then you're going to have, like, the powerhouse, like...
Okay.
Yep. Weapons.
They were stacked
experts.
up evenly.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yes. I think the Predacons have more people at this point, which is yeah. They I think they have one or two more people. So like very outnumbered. Like you're stranded on a planet, outnumbered, outgunned. How do you survive? Like very very good underdog for your hero team.
I always thought it was funny when they have to. Their lower half has to turn around.
Yes.
It has to like spin around like completely in order for it to work.
Yes. But they took like, okay, we want to make these toys come to life. We want to bring them onto the screen in a way that people can watch this. These kids, they're just getting their mind blown across the screen. Because with G1, you had to have like a certain amount of suspension of disbelief from like the toy to what you were seeing. But with this, your toy is being depicted. Like you could stop motion these scenes almost to a T. Like very limited.
I mean, like the G1 toys were pretty damn close to what they were as well. Like I mean, from what I remember and what they've re-released, which are pretty close to the originals.
I will say the Megatron gun argument is I'm gonna stick on that one pretty hard because at least they scaled Rat Trap up. Like at least Rat Trap, who is the rat character, like he's a big rat rather than like he's a big like he's a smaller robot. He's a big rat, so that like that happy medium's there, where and like he doesn't like scale down.
Yeah, where Megatron is this giant robot and scales down to a large-ish gun.
Yeah. And because all of these toys like did it. It's kind of like where I'm sticking to.
It's very interesting. They all have their part of them like still like his the Rhinox has his lower jaw is on his chest, and the rat's head is on his chest too.
Yeah, and I love it in the transformation because Rhinox like does like a guttural scream as his like jaw unhinges, so it's like really like playing up the transformation stylistically, and I love it so much.
Megatron's head is still the T-Rex.
His gun hand, and I think that's right. So it's kind of like still playing with like how his arm was the big gun, like. It's the perfect like build up, and then you get scenes like that. That's all I needed was a gorilla and run, oh dumpy, in my children's television. And the personalities are just like on display. Like everybody has a role. I feel like in G1 it was more like we got a lot of figures here. We paint them a lot of colors. They're just kind of like the same serviceable thing. Like here, there's like huge like personality dynamics and roles within like the squad, and it's just like a better package.
I'm assuming that they went and did lots of different animals. And like they didn't reuse animals. There wasn't like two Cheetors, or did they lean into that?
Maybe they did.
Oh, just gonna have to stay tuned. And
No. It's to me this is such a better execution of what Transformers like does. Like when being creative or when like pulling things out, like I like the parameters that can be set aside. Oh my god, it's Dinobot. It's almost like he's here now and not over there. Why could this have happened? But with like limitations or like, hey, we cannot break away from this thing. You don't trust him? You don't trust a Predacon?
No.
A Pred?
That's some derogatory terms.
Oh no, God. I'm sorry to all those Preds out there. I didn't mean it. I'm taking it back. Apology video incoming.
Oh, next time on Beast Wars.
Nah, we got like a whole minute.
Oh, he's got swords.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Look at this. Look at
Okay.
this action. Look at this 90s CGI, baby.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
A little bit
I'm
more
not ending this
invested than all
podcast
those
now.
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so hyped. That's why if you're hyped, you need to
Yeah,
like and
I think,
subscribe and check out all the stuff that we're doing here on the channel. We do a lot of video game playthroughs and all that. You can go check out Nick's channel, the Fire Hazard 508 Creations. He makes cool things, play things, into display things. You need to go check him out because you are already there. You watched the first part of this. You better have. If you're all the way here, you didn't watch the first part, you're confused. You need to do better. And
Do better.
oh man, Nick, final thoughts. It's a lot.
I mean, I guess we're it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, but I'm gonna say it wasn't as atrocious as I thought it was gonna be.
This guy
It was I'm intrigued to see where this goes, to see what they do. I mean, that's the first episode. The first episode is usually a slog to get through, or to get to learn all the characters and what they're doing and their motivations. So yeah, no, I'm we'll give it at least one more.
At least one.
We're gonna do more.
My
Well, at least
soul.
do the just for the.
My
We'll go another round. We'll go another round.
another round for the boys. Oh
Yes.
man, but well, thank you for joining us in on this generational warfare, Gen Wars podcast. We're dissecting Transformers, and we really appreciate you sticking around. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.